Good morning, everyone. My name is Eva Pike, and I made this presentation with my partner, Kosha Patel. We're going to be talking about Deck the Halls with Diabetes today, something a little fun to get us in the Christmas spirit. We wanted a fun topic that we could talk about today and really dive into some Christmas spirit today. So before we get started, we just wanted to go over a few fun facts just to make sure we're all on the same page before we start. Now, most of you probably know these quick, fast facts that we have here for you, but we just wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page so we can remember it throughout the presentation. So the first question is, how many carbs can we eat a day? So you can eat about 45 to 60 grams per meal. You can also eat about 15 to 20 grams per snack. And now I know what you're thinking, Eva, what does that mean? What does that look like? And we'll get into that in just a minute, and I'll show you good examples that fit into both of these categories. But also what does this mean is that it's about 3 to 4 servings per meal, 1 serving per snack. And we might ask ourselves, why is this important? So carbs are broken down and converted to glucose that can spike your blood sugar. And obviously, if we have diabetes, we want to keep our blood sugar under control. So it's also important to keep our carbohydrates under control. So through this presentation, we'll be learning some fun facts about where we can go and what we can do to get these, how many carbs we can eat in a day and stay in our range. So a big question I have for you, and if you want to stop and think about it for a minute, do you travel for the holidays? So do you travel to go see family? Do you travel to go see friends? And if you don't, if you stay in this area, maybe in the lounge or whatever area that you're in, do you ever go up and down the interstate looking for some good food? I personally know I do. We always see the big billboards on the side of the road and, want to pull into our favorite stops. So let's get into that here in a minute. So one of our first big stops that we see probably on every interstate highway is McDonald's. I mean, who doesn't love a good McDonald's pick me up? Oh no, it's one of our favorites. It's one of the go-tos. It's easy, it's convenient, and it's cheap. So we're going to show you some ways that we can eat this and not that this holiday season. So some of our things that are really filled with carbs at McDonald's specifically is, as you see here on the right, our breakfast sausage McGriddle. It's 41 grams of carbs. That's a lot of carbs for just a little sandwich. Or if you're looking at the lunch / the dinner portion, you have a Big Mac, medium fry, medium Coke, and that's 144 grams of carbs. So that doesn't really quite fit in our 45 to 60 gram range. So we're going to look at things on this side that are called the Eat Better tab to see how we can switch it up, but still have some of our favorite things. Because the main point is that I want you to see that we can still eat at all these places. We just have to maybe see what's a healthier option and what we can go to that'll help us a little more. So on the eat this side, for something you can do for breakfast, we wanted to include a breakfast and a lunch dinner meal because, if you're on the road, you're usually on the road all day. So we need different selections for different times of the day, different times of what we're eating. So with McDonald's, the main thing to remember for a lot of places too is portion control. So for the breakfast side for McDonald's, we have a sausage McMuffin with egg, which is only 31 grams of carbs. We cut our carbs down by 10 grams just by switching from the breakfast sausage McGriddle to the breakfast sausage McMuffin with egg. We've got some protein in there, some sausage, and we've also got a little bit of bread to kind of help sustain us. That's where a lot of our carbs are coming from in the 31 grams. And another healthy swap, instead of the Big Mac with a medium fry and medium Coke, we can switch over and do a McDouble for 62 grams of carbs. And so that's also with our 62 grams of carbs here, you're getting the McDouble that you see in this picture, a small fry, which is 29 grams, and also some water. And so we're still being able to eat our McDonald's fries. I know everyone loves McDonald's fries. I surely do. We want to be able to include those. And so these are just some healthier swaps and more portion controlled sizes that we can get. So this is personally my favorite slide. This is Chick-fil-A, very popular, of course, down here in South Georgia. So this is how we can count our carbs in half while still enjoying some of our favorite foods. So if you go to Chick-fil-A, obviously you want to see the breakfast, lunch, and dinner menu options as well. So if you look under the Not That tab, so we have breakfast, we have a chicken biscuit, which is 45 grams of carbs, That's pushing it a little bit with our carb range, but also for under the not tab, we have lunch and dinner. So I feel like this is pretty much, if you go to Chick-fil-A, this is what you would normally grab. So like a Chick-fil-A sandwich, waffle fries, medium sweet tea, and that's actually a medium waffle fry. And all of that together is 117 grams of carbs. And that's way out of our 60 range. So we got to see what we can eat in our 60 range because we're trying to stick to the 45 to 60. So under the Eat This tab, one of my favorite things that's also in our good carb range is the breakfast hash brown scrambled. And so as you can see here in the picture to the left, you've got eggs, cheese, chicken. I mean, we didn't even try to cut out the fried chicken here. If you go to Chick-fil-A, most likely you're going to want the fried food. I understand. I'm the same way. So how can we incorporate the fried food and still stay in our carbohydrate range? So for lunch/dinner, I thought this was a great idea. I mean, this looks so good and we're still staying in our carbohydrate range, but we're getting 8 Chick-fil-A nuggets, a side of macaroni and cheese. We didn't even skip out on the macaroni and cheese for this one because we wanted to, get the most bang for our buck here at Chick-fil-A. If we go to Chick-fil-A, we want something good. And also, one of my favorite hacks to switch over to is a half and half sweet tea. So being from South Georgia, we love our sweet tea. I love to get sweet tea anywhere we go. We're used to it, but how can we cut down some of those grams of carbs? And it's very simple and very easy. We can just do a half and half of sweet tea, and we can try that for X amount of weeks to where we maybe even start liking unsweet tea. But even if you do get the half and half tea, you're cutting your carbohydrates in half from a medium sweet tea being around 31 grams and a half and half sweet tea, which is half sweet tea, half unsweet tea for about 15. So that's a great way to cut our carbohydrate count down significantly. So another good stop is Wendys, another good drive-by pick-me-up. So we have under here on the Wendys on the not that side is the Baconator. It's 36 grams of carbs. So right there off the bat, you've got a big carb source. A medium fry is 47 grams and a small vanilla frosty is 56. So all that together equals over our 60 gram carb range. And so if you look on the other side under the Eat This tab, you can also still get a junior bacon cheeseburger. So we're still getting our burger. I mean, we're still getting our burger fix in, but Wendy's also has some really good salads, I think. So Southwest avocado salad with grilled chicken. Now, I'm not saying if you have to get a salad if you go to Wendy's. I understand most times we don't, but these are actually really good salads, I think. And you can also get a snack for apple bites, but you can also switch this up a little bit. And if you wanted to do the junior bacon cheeseburger, which is 26 grams of carbs and maybe a small fry and maybe even a half and half or maybe some water, the point of this presentation is just seeing, like, recognizing what our carbs are and recognizing how carbs are in the fast food world, because I mean, we see this every day. We stop at these places every day. We just wanted to bring some realization to see what we can eat at our favorite places and still enjoy eating them. So another fan favorite down here in the South, Zaxby's. So this one shocked me a lot. I didn't realize Zaxby's had quite so many carbs in their things. But if you think about it, that chicken's really heavily breaded. And we actually had that question in our diabetes classes, why the grams of carbs in this chicken specifically were more, probably because of the breading on the chicken. So under the not that tab, we have the chicken finger plate, and that's 105 grams of carbs right off the bat. And it comes with, I know this is one of our go-tos. So we have the chicken and fries, that Texas toast that adds a lot in there too, and coleslaw. So what can we eat from that of a healthier switch? So this one right here is actually a good option, and we're still getting fried chicken. It's the Fried House Salad. It's 46 grams of carbs. And as you can see in this picture, you've got tomatoes, fried chicken. We didn't try to do grilled. We wanted to stick with the fried. You've also got a little bit of Texas toast there and some different veggies on that salad. And these salads are huge. I mean, a lot of times I'll even take like a little bit home and eat it with me later for lunch. They're very filling, very good salads, and they have tons of different salad dressing options. But if you're like, no, I don't want to get a salad, I'd really rather, if I'm going to go to Zaxby's, I'd rather get some form of meat. You can get the boneless wings, 10 of them for 53 grams of carbs. And so we're still getting our meat fix and still getting really fulfilled here. So another thing we wanted to talk about today. So when you're traveling up and down the interstate as well, obviously you're going to want some snacks. So this is some good snacks that are very easily picked up from the gas station. I really encourage you to try these snacks if you have the opportunity to. You can find them at most local gas stations. We try to make them pretty universal as possible, but we actually had some of these in our diabetic class to where we were able to show people how good these snacks actually were. And they were a hit. So let's see. One of my first favorites. So Skinny Pop. So 15 grams of carbs for 4 cups. A cup is about yay big. So you can have 4 cups of Skinny Pop for 15 grams. That's a big snack. And it's really fulfilling and it's really good. Skinny Pop also comes in many different flavors. I mean, right here I just have like the original, but I think they have like a kettle corn, a salt and pepper, a cheddar flavor. And you can kind of look at those ranges just to make sure that the grams of carbs are the same on each individual flavoring. But these are a great option. I mean, you can find these anywhere. You can find them at Publix. You can find the mini bags. But 4 cups is so much to be able to get for a snack because it really fills you up if you think about it. So this is definitely one of my favorites. And this is a very good snack to snack on. And again, with our snacks, we're remembering we're trying to stick between the 15 to 20 grams of snacks. So everything that we show here for these next few are going to be between 15 and 20. So next we have the Planters Honey Roasted Peanuts. I thought if we wanted to get peanuts, we wanted to get the good kind, some with some honey on it. So these are honestly very good. I've snacked on these all the time. You get a 7 grams for a 1 ounce pack. A lot of times you see them, hanging on the little gas station clips. These are a quick pick me up. It's 160 calories per pack. They're good. They taste good. They've got a little bit of flavoring on them, and they're only 7 grams. So really and truly, if you wanted to pick up 2, you're still 14 grams. So you're under your 15 gram to 20 gram range. So this is a great snack as well. Very fulfilling. Obviously, peanuts are very fulfilling. So you could even grab 2. Another great find, you can find these at the gas station as well. They have obviously different flavors, and they all should about be 0 grams of carbs for a cheese stick. Cheese sticks are really fulfilling. You could have a couple of these. You can even have one of these with your Skinny Pop or one of these with your peanuts just to go along if you're really needing a big snack. They're usually about 90 calories per snacks for these specifically. I like the Sargento brand the best personally, but any brand should be about 0 carbs for any kind of cheese stick. And these are a great way to just get a quick pick me up. These are also great to just keep in the fridge or throw in a lunch or anything. Another good one are Goldfish. Now these are a little bit on our higher range, so we're getting into some more carbohydrate based snacks. So we had to have to think about our carb range here. But Goldfish, this is actually the mini pack that you can get that you can put in lunches. It's about 19 grams of carbs for a 1 ounce bag, so a mini bag. So that would be easy to throw in your purse, easy to throw in the car. You can find these at almost any gas station. They're really easy to find, or if you wanted to pre-portion them out of the bigger bags. But what I like about these necessarily is that it comes in a mini bag. A lot of times, if I buy a whole bag of Goldfish, I'm going to want to sit down and eat the whole bag of Goldfish. I'm not going to want to stop. So this gives me the opportunity to say, no, this is my bag that I'm going to eat today. And then this is going to be my snack. And then my brain is not triggered into, oh, let me eat more. Because we all fall into that. If we get a big bag of chips or we get a big bag of candy, we want to sit there and we just eat them and we don't even think about that we're eating a whole bag. So this is a really good way to say like, nope, I've got my mini bag here, and once that's gone, that's gone. Another good snack that you can also find on the road are these Jack Link's teriyaki sticks. You can find them in little bites. They're 80 calories, 11 grams of protein, and this 18 grams for this whole 2.85 ounces pack. And I know sometimes it's kind of confusing, but the 2.85 ounces pack is about the standard that you can find in the gas station. So you can have that whole thing for 18 grams, and this is obviously a meat snack, so it's going to be very fulfilling. And I know a lot of people like jerky. It's such a good road snack that everybody likes to pick up, so this would be a great option. We've even got the flavor teriyaki here for you. So I wanted to do another realistic one. The goal of today was to stay realistic. If I go to a gas station, most likely I'm probably going to want a bag of chips. So these Doritos nacho cheese bags, you're getting 17 grams of carbs for a 1 ounce package. So this is again the mini size that you get like in the grocery store in a whole bag. You could get those, or you see them at the gas station. They just have the little ones that you can pick up and go. These are great because like what we talked about with the Goldfish, you can stop and say, okay, well, I'm done with this. And you're not tempted to eat a whole bag of Doritos, because I know, especially if I go even to the grocery store or the gas station, if I pick up a bag of Doritos and I sit down, most of the time I'm mindlessly eating them. And before I realize it, I've eaten the whole thing. So this is a great way for anyone to just stop and say, no, this is what I'm going to eat today. And this is my snack. And then it gives you kind of a reminder like, okay, like you're actually full, even sometimes without really realizing it. Okay. And so this next thing, I just wanted to point this out. I just think this is a very good thing to keep in mind, something that we sometimes forget. And so even I forget myself, I have to take a second and look, because a lot of times we're not worried about the nutrition label when we're opening up the bag of Doritos or opening up our favorite snacks. We just want a snack. So it's good to keep a reminder is to not let those nutrition labels fool you. So they can be tricky. They kind of try to make you think that you're doing better sometimes, but they've got some tricks up their sleeves. So what we're going to mostly pay attention to is, I know there's a lot going on specifically in this nutrition label, is the serving size, which is the first blue arrow, and where it says nutrients under the orange arrow. So as you can see right here, it says total carbohydrates is 37 grams. So if I just look at that real quick, I'm like, oh, 37 grams. I can eat this as my meal. Like, that's fine. That's below. I'm doing great. But if we look back up under the serving size is only actually 2/3 of a cup. So in 2/3 of a cup, you're getting 37 grams of carbohydrates. But say, like let's go back to our Doritos bag example. Say in 2/3 of a cup of Doritos, there's 37 grams of carbohydrates. But really and truly, go back up to our blue arrow where it says serving size, it's 8 servings per container. So that's 8 times 37 if we eat the whole bag. And that's obviously way more than what it just shows here on this nutrition label. So we have to be cautious, and we have to keep in mind that sometimes that we have to hunt for things on these nutrition labels just to keep in the know. So another fun topic, I'm sure everybody loves to exercise. I know it can be a little bit of a struggle, especially around the holidays. So like I said, I know it's a little difficult to think about exercising when you're busy with your daily routine, but we found some great ways to keep your body moving during the holidays. And one of the biggest takeaways, especially from this point of the presentation, is that exercise doesn't have to mean going to the gym. I know when you say, oh, you need to get more exercise, you think, I need to hit the gym, I need to go to the gym for 2 hours a day and XYZ. That doesn't always mean that. And if you love to do that, that's great. But we have to start somewhere, and we have to, something is always better than nothing, is what I always say. So really, it's as easy as walking around the neighborhood to see some Christmas lights or things like that. And we're going to show you some ways to do that this Christmas. So, like we talked about just a minute ago, the first one, walking around the neighborhood. You can always go see Christmas lights, walk up and down the driveway, take some time to spend with your significant other or whoever is in the household. It's just a good way, honestly, to spend some time with each other this Christmas and getting some of our daily exercise in, walking around and walking the dogs, getting out and just getting our body moving. Another one that you wouldn't really think is help clean up after that Christmas feast. I know we're all tempted to go lay down and take a nap. I know I especially am. But if you get up after helping with the Christmas dinner, get your body moving, maybe clean some dishes, get in there and help get it all done with whoever or wherever you're at. It really helps get your body moving and helps get you more active. Also, this is a big one. If you are entertaining children around the house, whether that be grandchildren or children or even significant others or pets, this is a great way to get your body moving. And these are just kind of some fun things we wrote in here. So making a gingerbread house, that's always fun. playing tag, a sport in the yard, hide and seek, dancing, or playing with the pets. If anyone has grandchildren, or I have two nephews that they are 2 years old, you know that they will wear you out in a heartbeat. So this is a great exercise, especially to chase children around the house. And they will definitely get your body moving. So we also had some traveling tips for you, just a few things to kind of throw out there this holiday season, just some things to keep with you and remind you. Okay, first of all, this is from one of my favorite movies. We also, like I said, still wanted to keep it in the holiday spirit. This is from the movie Elf. So when he gets asked, he said, "So how did you sleep?" He said, "Great, I got a full 40 minutes." Now, realistically, we need a little bit more than 40 minutes to sleep. So, I know we all love to have a good night's sleep, but did you know it's also important to get about 7 to 8 hours every night? Lack of sleep actually makes it harder to manage your diabetes. So don't forget to rest up while you're having fun during the holidays. Getting enough sleep at night actually helps improve our blood glucose levels, and it makes for a merrier Christmas. And so, really, if we regulate our sleep and make sure that we're sleeping well, we're able to control our diabetes better, and actually, sleep, even in our bodies, helps us to stay more regulated on our blood sugar. So, another fun, quick tip I have: who drinks enough water? Probably a lot of us don't. It's just very common. We forget. I mean, we hear the standard drink 8 glasses of water a day, and sometimes that's hard to keep up with. And I even have a few tips that I do of my own that I'm going to share with you, but I found this app that I really liked as well. I downloaded it on my phone. I thought it was really fun. This is called Plant Nanny. So, Plant Nanny is a hydration app that you can put on your iPhone. And as you can see, the little picture right here, he's a little wilted because he hasn't had enough water. So, every time you drink more water, you put in the amount that you got, and he grows and flourishes. It's just kind of something fun. And it actually sends you notifications on your phone. It's like, hey, it's time to drink some more water. Your plant's not feeling so great. And it also is to your weight and your height, which I think is very important. A lot of people, we all know the stereotypical 8 glasses of water a day, but this kind of zones in a little bit more and it's more personable. And I really like that. And this app is free. It's easy to keep up with. And kind of the science, I guess, a little bit about like why we need to drink more water is when we don't drink enough water, the glucose in our body becomes more concentrated, leading to higher blood sugar levels. So keeping it diluted and keeping that water in our body really helps us maintain a good blood sugar level. And this is a very fun, easy way and free way to do it. And I enjoy it a lot. And actually, another tip, if you don't necessarily want to use the app, I did personally, is find a water bottle that you like. So I have a bright blue water bottle. It's my favorite color. It's easy for me to see wherever I'm at. And I just carry it with me wherever I go, whether that be errands, the grocery store, work, school, etc. It's easy because it's my favorite color. It catches my eye. I have it with me wherever I go, and that's my water bottle only. I don't drink anything other than water out of that. And sometimes, if you want, you can add some fruit in there, maybe some 0 calorie, 0 sugar flavorings if you like to do that. We've got a lot of those out there today. They're actually pretty healthy for you and help spruce up the water. But those are all just good ways to make sure that we're getting plenty of water this holiday season. So we also sent out a handout with some fun recipes for you today. I know some other things that we like to drink around the holidays are apple cider and hot cocoa. So the recipes are actually going to be located on the handout that we will send out at the end of this video. And these are just great ways to cut back a little bit on our sugar with some apple cider and some hot cocoa. And they're still delicious ways to enjoy some hot drinks this holiday season. So some traveling tips for you. So when we're on the road, a lot of times we don't really think about our medicine, so to speak. We just kind of throw everything in the car and go. And so these are just a few things we can kind of keep handy and think about as we're traveling. So one thing is have plenty of snacks, glucose tablets, and water on hand to prevent low blood sugar. You probably know this. I mean, you always want to make sure that you have something just in case you were to have a low blood sugar, something to spike us back up just in case, or some glucose tablets and water. just so that we can have those in case of an emergency. Also, another thing is make sure to bring extra insulin because you want to make sure that you have too much rather than not enough in case of a high blood sugar. And also your diabetic medications, make sure that that the insulin and other medications are kept out of direct sunlight. I know that's kind of hard, especially when you're traveling in the car. I have a black car with leather seats. It gets mighty hot in my leather seat car, but especially when the sun's bearing down. So you want to make sure to maybe put them in an area where the sun's not bearing specifically down. You can put them in a little small cooler, keep everything contained, everything in the same box, and you know that this is your medicine box. And if you get out for the holidays, make sure that you take that in wherever you're staying so it doesn't stay in the car and get too hot, especially down here in this hot South Georgia weather. Also, heat can damage other blood sugar supplies like your monitor, lancets, and strips. I know we don't really always think about that because that's not something we're actually taking, just something we're more or less using. But the heat can start to mess with the strips and can affect how we're taking our blood sugar. So we want to make sure we're getting accurate levels at all time. Another quick little tip, stop and get out of the car to walk every hour or two to prevent blood clots. So diabetic patients actually are at a higher risk for blood clots. And so if we're getting out maybe in every hour or two, especially if you have a long road trip and we're just, we're walking around the rest stop, or maybe we go into the gas station when we're getting our snack, get up, stretch your legs. It feels good anyways, but it's also very important just to help prevent blood clots. If you'll be outdoors, I thought this was a really neat little trick. Bring disposable wipes to clean your hands before testing your blood sugar, especially if you like to camp, if you like to hike, if you like to do different things like that where you're outdoors and maybe you don't have a clean place to wash your hands. Always make sure that we're staying sanitary and keeping everything nice and clean. Also, high temperatures can affect how your body uses insulin. So be sure to check your sugar more often. So if you're going to be outside running around with the grandchildren and it's a really hot day, or if you're going to be outside walking the dog, just make sure that, maybe when you get done, we check your blood sugar just to make sure you're feeling okay and that you're doing all right. So this is also, I'm sure a lot of people that have seen this website before. This is American Diabetes Association, but I just wanted to talk just a minute about it. They specifically have a link on their page. It's called the Diabetes Food Hub. So you can pull in. I made an account with the Diabetes Food Hub. So if you'll look at this picture right here, it has browse recipes, my recipes, plan meals, and create a grocery list. So this is a really helpful website to get some good recipes. I know a lot of times it's like, okay, I'm a diabetic, but what can I eat? I just don't want to be eating just fruits and vegetables all day long. So this is a great way that you can do it. They've got some different muffins, any kind of meal really that you can think of. They've got lots of fun things that you can try. And they also have, so once you save the recipes to my recipes, you can actually put them in a meal planner. So you can make your month meals right there at the tip of your fingers. And one of my new favorite things that you can actually do on this website too is create a grocery list. So the Diabetes Food Hub actually is connected to Walmart, Publix's, other grocery stores like Instacart that deliver to your door. So you can connect your recipes to these websites and it will automatically, with just a click of a button, if you click this recipe that you want, it'll switch everything to go into your Walmart cart. And so I just think that's super helpful because you don't even have to go through the Walmart app to try to find every little thing from this recipe. It saves you so much time. And then also, as you probably know, once you transfer those things to the Walmart or the Publix app, from then on, you can get your groceries delivered for free, or you can pick them up for free. It's very easy, especially with COVID and everything now. We've especially gotten quite used to picking up our groceries and things like that and using these different apps and how helpful they really were. And so this is just a great way that we can find fun, easy, healthy recipes. And it takes 2 seconds, and making an account is free. So this is just kind of like a repeat slide, like a summary slide here. So managing diabetes during the holidays is easy. Just eat, sleep, and exercise and repeat. So just an everyday cycle of getting up and making sure that we're on the right track to controlling our diabetes. So these are just some of our references, our picture references. And we just wanted to say Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year. And thank you for choosing Chancy Drugs. Find us on Facebook at Chancy Drugs. Thank you and have a great holiday season.